Imagine discovering that your entire reality is built on a lie. A missing boy, a grieving family, and a shocking return that defies all logic. This isn't just a case of a lost child. It's a twisted tale of stolen identities, shattered truths, and haunting questions. The Nicholas Barclay case will pull you in, make you doubt what's real, and leave you wondering, how well do we ever really know someone?
911, what's your emergency?
Nicholas Barclay was a rebellious 13-year-old living in Texas in 1994. He had run-ins with the law, often clashed with his family, and was on the verge of being sent to a juvenile facility. One summer day after a basketball game, he simply disappeared. No calls, no sightings, just gone. His family assumed he had run away, but as days turned into months, the hope of his return began to fade. 3 years later, a phone call changed everything. 1997, authorities in Spain received a bizarre report. A frightened young man claimed to be an American boy who had been abducted, trafficked, and subjected to unspeakable abuse. His name, Nicholas Barclay. For the Barclays, this was a miracle. His sister flew to Spain. She saw him, she spoke to him, and she believed. He came home. He stepped through the door. The family embraced him. But something wasn't right. Far older than 16. When asked about his past, he hesitated. His answers were vague, inconsistent, yet his family refused to question it. Why? Authorities weren't so quick to believe. FBI agent Nancy Fisher was suspicious, and when a private investigator took a closer look, the truth unraveled. A DNA test confirmed their worst fears. This was not Nicholas Barclay. It was Frédéric Bourdin, a 23-year-old French con artist, a man who had spent years impersonating missing children across Europe. But why Nicholas? Why this family? And more importantly, why did they accept him so easily? Bourdin was a master manipulator. He played on trauma. Or was there something they weren't telling us? He claimed years of abuse had changed his appearance, erased his memories. He convinced the Barclays that his new accent, his changed face, were just scars of unimaginable suffering. And they believed. Or at least, they pretended to. Because here's the darker question. Did the Barclays accept him because they wanted to believe? Or did they accept him because they knew Nicholas was never coming back? A 23-year-old French man with a completely different face, eye color, and accent convinced a family he was their 16-year-old son. That's already unbelievable. But what if the reason they accepted him wasn't hope, but guilt? Some investigators speculated that Nicholas had been dead for years, and the family knew it. Nicholas was last seen after a heated argument with his family. Did the family know? Was their quick acceptance of Bourdin a way to cover up the real story? We may never know. But one thing is clear. Their reaction wasn't normal. When the truth unraveled, the media flipped the script. Nicholas Barclay was no longer the miracle boy. He was the missing boy who never came home. And Frédéric Bourdin, he became the monster. News outlets that once celebrated the reunion now tore Bourdin apart. The man who fooled the world, serial imposter exposed. How could this happen? Television networks lined up interviews demanding answers from Bourdin. The same reporters who had glorified his return now vilified him. But one group faced even harsher scrutiny. Nicholas's family. Reporters who had once sympathized with them started digging deeper. Why had they ignored the warning signs? How did they not notice the fraud? And most disturbingly, did they already know Nicholas was gone? The media had built a fairy tale, only to tear it down in real time. And Bourdin, he loved every second of it. Not to the crime scene, but to the mind that created it. Twisted logic, buried trauma, cold calculation. This is where the real darkness begins. Echoes of evil. Let's explore the psychology of the criminal. Born in 1974 in France, Frédéric was unwanted before he even spoke his first word. His teenage mother gave him up. His grandfather was a racist who made sure he never felt welcome. Frédéric learned early on that reality didn't care about him, so he created new ones. He wasn't just escaping neglect, he was sculpting himself out of it. Each lie was a lifeline. Each new identity, a chance to finally be loved. By the time he was a teenager, Frédéric had already posed as orphans, victims, refugees, over and over again. He would walk into police stations, children's homes, shelters, airports, telling heartbreaking stories, eyes full of fear, voice trembling, but he wasn't scared. He was acting. It wasn't money he wanted, or fame. He wanted to belong. He once said, "If you give people what they want to see, they will believe you." And they did, again and again, because he didn't steal identities to vanish. Some say he has narcissistic personality disorder. Others think it's dissociative identity disorder. Some call him a sociopath. But none of that explains the ache in his voice when he says, "I just wanted to be someone." Just before heading to prison, Frédéric Bourdin picked up a phone. And he didn't call a lawyer. He didn't call a friend. He called Nicholas Barclay's mother. He told her he knew something, that he remembered someone, that Nicholas might not just be gone, but dead. He hinted at a secret, a truth he said no one else dared to speak, or just one last manipulation. This is the echo of Frédéric Bourdin. Some mysteries remain unsolved, but we'll keep searching for the truth. If you're drawn to the unknown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. New shadows await every day. This is Veiled Crimes. Stay curious.
911, what's your emergency?